Hello, everybody. I know it's been such a long time, but it's time to get back into sharing what I know. And one day I'll probably go into detail of what's been going on in my life. But for today, bear with me. So, at the beginning of this year, I decided that, well, we're still at the beginning, but January, I decided that I was going to revamp my budgeting and my household income. And what I've decided is to use the Dave Ramsey method, but simplified, taking more of a baby step approach as opposed to doing it all at once. Because for me, it's very uncomfortable carrying cash. And I know there's plenty of success stories out there, but for my purposes, I want to do the cash envelope system one envelope at a time till I can get the hang of it. And I think for me, that's the best approach. And what I decided to do is use my mini happy planner and create a cash envelope that will fit this size, which is approximately 5 by 7. So the envelope that I wanted to share with you that I'm going to make is this one here. And what I plan to do is keep a track of how I'm spending or what I'm spending my cash on, and kind of get an idea of where my budget is and what tweaks I need to make to begin with. And this is a work in progress. It's not one method that's going to work all the time. So it has to adjust just as you make adjustments in your daily life. So what I do is, or what you need is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, some laminating sheet, but lately or recently I've discovered this peel and stick, and it's crystal clear. It's like contact paper, and it's 12 by however many feet it is, so that I can cover my envelope sleeve. And I decided, excuse me, that I would make this cover I can make this flap to kind of cover up the money, but it's not necessary. I've seen plenty of videos where this flap here isn't necessary, but my thought was that at least the money would be secure, and if at some point I wanted to create or stick envelopes that went all the way from top to bottom with a sleeve on the side to tuck in money in and out, then I can do that. But I'm more of a vertical person when it comes to utilizing my planner. And this will be my first step into the cash envelope system. So I'm not really sure what's going to work and what's not going to work. But anyway, getting back to the supplies, you need a trimmer, laminating sheets and a laminator, or if you don't have that, you can probably find this at Walmart. It's by the Duck brand, and it's crystal clear. It's contact paper, so you would find it in the kitchen section. I want this to be a fit, form, and function as opposed to being pretty. I just needed to work for me. Making it aesthetically pretty is one thing, but that'll come, down the line. Then I also created this book, which is a cashless envelope system. So as I go about my day and tracking my expenses and my income and whatnot, I figured I would carry this book. And then I also made some envelopes for this book as well. But I'm not sure how that's going to go yet. But I figured I would give different methods, different tries, and see what's going to work best for me. And this is for me, not my anyone else in my household. We just live on a one income. We're just a one income household. So I pretty much manage all of that with some input, of course, from my husband. So we're good there. But yeah, he won't carry anything that looks pretty. It just needs to be practical. But I do like keeping track of how we spend our money and what we spend it on. We have fixed expenses, of course, but I'm talking more about the variables and the incidentals and the unexpected that are a part of life. And then you're going to need your 365 punch. This is just for the standard, but I use it for mini and for the Big Happy Planner. Or if you don't have that, you can use scissors. And then I use some glue or this tear and tape. And then you're probably going to need a couple of sheets of notebook paper or post-it notes or sticky, just to kind of keep track of your day-to-day. And then once I finish tallying up at the end of my day or the end of the week, then I can just add a new sheet of paper to the sleeve of my envelope, to this sleeve. And I have plenty of washi, so I figure I might as well just start using it. Let's see what else. So let's get started. Let's get started with our 12 by 12. And if I missed anything, then sometimes it's just best to listen through the whole video and see what the person's talking about. And then you always have the option of rewinding it and listening to it again. And maybe I'm doing something different from what I'm saying. So that's another reason why you probably want to go through the video first, and then give it a try. Okay, so let's get started. I cut a sheet of 12 by 12 by 12 contact paper, and you also need a scoreboard and maybe a paper trimmer or scissors. If you don't have a scoreboard, you'll see the method that I'm using, and you can make changes based on the things that you have available. So first, what I'm going to do is take this contact paper and stick it to the 12 by 12 sheet of paper. If it's directional, you might want to be mindful of that as well. But we'll just get started. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to leave them in the comment section, and I will get to them as quickly as I can. So here's, actually, you want to stick it down to the opposite side. Well, let me do this first. Starting from the top, you're going to punch 7 holes. In my case, I have a mini planner. So I'm going to just punch 7 holes and not go all the way to the top. As you see, this one has 9 punches, 9 holes. So I'm not going to use these top 2. And I'm going to punch. Okay? And that's what it's going to look like. So you're not going to punch the rest of that. And that's how it looks like at the top. So now I'm going to take my, and I haven't tried to see if this contact paper will accept the hole punch. I really don't want to damage it, so I haven't given it a try. But I guess if you can use lamination sheets and punch those, then I'm guessing that you can use this pretty simple as well. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't given it a try. And I did it again. Good grief. Okay, let's give this a try. I need to take this off because I need to laminate the other side. Or I need to add this contact paper to the other side. Alright. So this is the side I want to add my contact paper. Sorry about that, everybody. And you probably saw that coming. So anyway, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to lay this down and see, now I already have a crinkle in it. And it's going to drive me berserk. Yes. All right. We'll do the best. I'll do the best I can. It's not like I haven't used this contact paper before. It's just, you know how it is. When you're recording, everything goes wrong. But I'd rather have you see it in real time. And let you know that it's all normal, it's all good. I'm sure there's a better way to lay this down. All right. We're almost there, everybody. Almost there. All right. All right, so that came out pretty good. And then, you know, I'll just probably add a heat tool to it and finish out with the air bubbles. But it came out pretty good. Now, if you have any excess contact paper, you just go ahead and trim that off. And let me find my scissors. And I'll go ahead and trim that off. This is all real time. I don't do any editing. I don't really have time. But I do appreciate you all tuning into my channel and hanging out with me. Okay, as I mentioned, it's more about functionality than it is making it look pretty. That's important too, because you want to be able to use what you make and it be pleasing to you. But for this video, I just want to share with you how I make these folders. All right, so now at this point, you're gonna repunch those holes. Now I don't know what I did with my hole puncher. Just my standard one. Yeah, I don't know, but it looks like it might be okay. So let's just give this a try. Now I just have to line these up again and pray that it works. No, it's not gonna work. Oh goodness, it's gonna mess up. Oh, that's not good. So yeah, don't do that. Definitely don't use your hole puncher. Now I'm afraid that it broke. Okay, let me make sure everything's good. Okay, we're good. But, as I said, as you just saw, do not use this sheet to punch out your holes. Don't use this plastic. Don't use this, I'm sorry, this hole puncher. It's not going to work. And I saved my puncher for other tasks. because they're not cheap. They are definitely not cheap. So, all right. If I do this again, I'll make sure I have my supplies readily available. And I bet you during the course of this video, I'll find it. All right. So now we're good. Okay. We have our contact paper on. Get my scoreboard. And we'll get going. All right. So with your score tool, what you want to do, flush this up against the left-hand corner, right? Make sure that it's nice and even. And I'm going to score it, but all you need to do is score about 1/2 inch from the left. So I'm going to eyeball it and just score that. And because the Happy Planner is 5 by 7, I want the folder to be 4 1/4 by 7. So I'm going to score at 4 1/4, only because I don't want this flap to come all the way to the holes. But if you do want to come to the hole and without using a paper clip, you can just snap it in the disc. Then you can definitely do that. But I want 4 1/4 because I like using the paper clip to embellish my planner. So I'm going to go all the way down. Oh, and you're going to trim the 12 by 12 down to 9 inches. So I'm going to cut up to 9 inches on this one. Okay, so you can use this extra sheet of paper for something different. So this now measures 9 by 12. Yeah. Okay, so now we want to score at 7. Hold on. Want to score at 7. And then I want another 1/2 inch. You have a 1/2 inch on this side, and after your 7, you want another 1/2 inch. Or this is the 4 3/4, so from here you want a 1/2 inch. And you don't need to score this. I just want to do it because I want to cut off from this 4 1/4 all the way to 9. And I want to cut it a little bit above, that way it's easier to fold. So that's as far as I want to cut, and then I want to cut this off. Okay, so that's what you're going to be left with. And then from here you want to cut this at an angle like that, and then on the other side you want to do the same thing, and then on this side you want to do the same thing. It doesn't have to be exact. And then you want to cut an angle here, trash that, and then you want to fold this here and this. And this is why I use the tear and tape. I had a wider one, but who knows where it is. Everything is just all over the place. So I want to take my scissors and just fold that. I do have a bone folder, but I just want to share with you that you can use whatever you have. Just make do with whatever you have. And I'll use this thin one. Let me make sure. Yeah. Oh, here it is. All right. So this is a wider one. This one is like 1/2 inch. So So I want to tape this here. And you might want to need a circle punch too. I don't know, it just makes it, at this point, it's about embellishments and making it look pretty, but you really don't need it. All right. So you got that folded, and then I'll take my circle punch and just punch a little thumb thing here. Kind of eyeball it in the middle. I think I have it right there. Oh, there, again, I have that clear tape, so that's not going to work. I guess that might be the only downfall to a laminating sheet, using contact paper. But it's okay. It's cheaper. It's about budgeting. It's not about using all of the best of the best. So then you're going to fold that up like that. And you could definitely use this with a dry eraser or a wet eraser, but I don't carry that around when I'm out and about. Okay. So I have these little pockets here only because I want to give my cash a little room, but you can also use your paper clip and it'll keep everything intact. I have a little excess of that contact paper up here. And it's all about form, fit, and function. Okay, and it looks really pretty. And then here is where I can definitely add more than, you know, one sheet, but to kind of get into the routine, what I'm going to be doing is tracking my expenses and logging them in every evening before I go to bed or after dinner, and just to make sure that I haven't overspent. So then I will put my Post-it notes or my tablet paper, any sheet of paper, even if you want to use what you have here, that's fine too. But if you want to keep reusing it to kind of save some money, then just use whatever scrap sheet of paper you have. And because I have a lot of washi, I think I will use washi. So there, and I'm almost done. So aside from the little punch hole thing here, faux pas, everything else came out good. I really like how it turned out, and it fits perfectly into my happy planner. And then that way, when I'm out and about, I can carry just one cash envelope, write it down, and use the money that I need to use. Now, they say using cash is a lot better because it makes you think twice. And then on the other side, you can use it as a dashboard, definitely, you know, but I figure if I take the cash and just flip this over, write down what I need to write, and then that way everything stays tucked in and ready to go, on the go. And then just use that, and it looks pretty. So that's that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. And I really appreciate you staying with me and doing what you do to keep the art community alive and well. I'm glad to see you all still around, and I will be back more often. Thank you all for watching, and until the next video. Bye-bye.